let's talk about something super important in your turbo build, and that's wastegate position. What's up, guys? I'm gonna give you a quick little video today about something that is super important when it comes to building any turbo kit. It doesn't matter how big or how small your turbo is. The position of your wastegate / wastegates are the most vital piece to the kit, in my opinion. This controls everything. This controls all your boost. So if you don't have this positioning correct, you're going to have problems. You're going to have boost creep. You're not going to be able to hold low boost. My car, I'm only going to drive around on 7-8 pounds, and that's before I switch to CO2. With CO2, you go even lower in the gate springs. You go to like 3 or 4 pounds. So I don't want to be driving around on the street with the CO2 off, 4 pounds of boost, mash the throttle, and all of a sudden it's 16 pounds of boost. And that's something you get. I mean, it also, your wastegate size is also a key component in that. You could have too small of wastegates. You could not have enough wastegates. You could have too big of a wastegate. I decided to switch from a single 60mm tile to twin 40mm Turbo Smarts, simply because Turbo Smarts packaging is so small. I mean, look at this thing. It fits in the palm of my hand. The tile's 60. It is probably almost as tall as these two together. I mean, it's a massive wastegate. I mean, I also switched blow-up valves as well, because this thing is so freaking small compared to a tile. And it flows more. So, on a 5.3, turbo 5.3, 80 mil, a 40mm per bank, or 44mm per bank, is a perfect size wastegate. I've seen people get away with 38s. It's on the borderline. But a 40 or 44 is perfect per bank. You gotta remember, per bank, that's, 2.7 liters per bank. You could think about it like that. So it's really not all that much. So if you go with twin 60s, like some people have, I've seen, that cures their boost creep issue, that's just an improperly built turbo kit. If you need to go through such a monster wastegate on a small engine, it's not built right. There's no other explanations, there's no other excuses, there's nothing. It's just not built right. So let's go over what the prime wastegate position on an exhaust, on a hot side turbo kit is. I'll show you that, and I'll show you what's a bad example of a wastegate position. Okay, you can see I got my hot side built. I sat down the other night and knocked it out. It's tacked together right now. Fits good. Everything's nice with it. I was going to bring it to my buddy John from Little Race Innovations to back purge this and TIG weld it all together. But as luck would have it, I won a TIG welder on a raffle. So I'm going to probably wait, practice, and when I feel good enough, I'm going to weld this all together, this whole turbo kit together. I'll probably make a video about that, my trials and tribulations, but that's for another day. So this is my hot side here. You can see it comes off the right bank up and in. It's hard to see the left bank because it just dumps. Yeah, you can see it slightly. It's kind of hard. Where do you want to put your wastegates? That's the question. You got to think about it. Space is a huge contributing factor to where you're going to put your wastegate. Obviously, I have a ton of room. I could pretty much put them anywhere I want, but I'm going to put them over here. You can see I already have one hole started. So what you want to do is you want to figure out where you have the most room. I already know where everything goes in here. I know where the space is going to be. My radiator is here. you know, the end of the tank is here, so there's enough room. I'm probably going to heat wrap this or ceramic coat it. But you want to make sure everything's out of the way and where you're going to put your wastegates, especially if you have two. I mean, a single 60 is a massive wastegate, and you have to bring these two banks together for it. That's the reason why I went with dual wastegates, so it's a lot easier to build versus a single 60, because I'd have to bring both banks together into the one wastegate. There's many trains of thought on which is better for a single turbo. It mainly comes down to preference. If you're an awesome fabricator, you'll have no problem getting a single 60 to work on this setup. This is a new flange. I bought this from Fab Garage, and it is a T6 flange with a mounting boss, and it's got two 2¼ inch stubs that came out on this. They come out at an angle like this, so it's angled up. It's actually a really nice piece. It's like $150. It's almost a one-man company, one-man show down there. Michael Hennessy's a great guy, puts out a lot of videos on TIG welding. So I'm going to be watching those very soon and building stuff like this. You know, it's a pain in the neck to build this stuff if you're not good at it. So I had an original T6 with a 3-inch single pipe opening coming down. I was going to merge the two in, and it's such a nightmare, so I scrapped that whole idea. I've decided to put my wastegates on these pipes right here. This is going to be the best spot for them. Nice and easy. My boost controller's right here, the turbo's right here. Minimal plumbing to the wastegates, so everything will fit nice. So I'm going to show you the incorrect way to mount your wastegate. And I had it mounted like this, and the second I tacked it on, I knew it was completely wrong, and it wasn't going to work at all once I sat back. So there you go. A lot of people would just tack this wastegate on this hole like this and be done. This is not optimal. Will it work? Yes. You can tune around boost creep. Do you want to? No, if you're not a good tuner. So getting rid of boost creep is the #1 priority. This will work. It's not optimal. You can't have boost creep. So you got to think about this exhaust coming through and out into the turbo, right? So follow that line. Does that seem like a smooth flow and 90 in? You know, because once it hits this turbo and you're getting your max boost, this has got to press open for all this exhaust to come out. So this literally has to come up a 90 and then take a hard 90 and go out that wastegate. So what's going to happen here is going to cause all sorts of turbulence, and this is where you get your boost spikes. So you go on his page and pick up these wastegate stubs. I think they were like 20 bucks a piece, but they're really nice. 1 and 1.87 inches, stainless, and they're already all cut nice. And I messed up a little bit. I cut my hole a little high. So mine's going to be right there. But the most optimal place is right there. Straight out from that bend. See? So the exhaust goes straight out the wastegate. Comes up, goes straight out the wastegate, and you got your wastegate like this. And that's the most optimal. I didn't want my wastegate that low to the ground. A race car wouldn't matter, but that's pretty freaking low for a street car. So mine is going to be up there. This is still an ideal angle for a wastegate, because you're still, you know, coming off this turn and you're coming out and then going up into the turbo. So yes, no, 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 no. You know, you could go over here and do it in that bend, but it's still not as good, and it's going to put your wastegate super low. This is the most ideal spot when you go to build your kit. Right there, on both of them. Now take that into account when you build your turbo kit, so you're not like hitting up against here where your bend is. Alright, so I already got one hole cut. I got to tack this on and just finalize the hole. I still got to drill another hole and get it egg hogged out smooth, and when my TIG welder comes in, I'm going to practice and I'm going to try to get this all burned out. But I figure I'd give you a quick tip on wastegate priority, help you immensely with your boost control so you don't have any issues with your boost controller. and you can get the most steady boost curve you can without having to worry about spikes and everything like that, because you'll chase it forever. Alright guys, get out in that garage, tear apart your hot rod, pick up a welder, figure out what you're doing, get your hot rod going. If you're a turbo car, it'd be great. Turbos to the front, even though I would take a good blower car, but that's not really streetable. Crack a cold one and get working on that hot rod, guys.